In today's video, we're going to go over exactly what you need when you are looking for a brand new keyboard, and I'm going to show you my very favorite keyboard this year. As you might notice, I'm in a different place right now. I actually, on the side of Pianoly, I own a whole music school with hundreds of students, and I'm going to give you a little tour of all the keyboards I've purchased and why I think this particular keyboard I'm going to show you today is the best one for beginner pianists right now. I've been running this music school called Highland Music Studio for almost a decade, and I've purchased so many keyboards. So I do feel like I'm a pretty good person to ask about this stuff. Recently, we moved into a new, bigger and more beautiful location, and moving all these keyboards was quite a workout. Before I take you on a little tour of all the keyboards in my music school and which one's my favorite, I'm gonna go over what exactly you need to make sure your keyboard has before you purchase it. Number one is weighted keys. You have to have weighted keys. This is going to ensure that your keyboard feels exactly like a real piano, and that's really important because if you don't have any weight to it, then you're not gonna really build good technique. We really want to build that good finger strength. It's going to make you sound so much better in the end. I know it costs a little bit more money. Even when you see semi-weighted or anything like that, I would still try to opt for just the regular weighted keys. And they also might write it like hammer style or something like that in the description. That also works. The second thing you want to look for is the correct type of sustain pedal. If your keyboard didn't come with the correct type of sustain pedal, that's totally fine. It's really easy to fix that. But this is the exact type of sustain pedal that you do want. It's just a real pedal. It's not the button like this one. So most keyboards are going to come with this one. So if you did get this one, make sure you go and buy this one. And I have a link to one in the description below that you can easily buy and use for your keyboard. The reason you really want to get the correct type of sustain pedal is you really can't even play the pedal correctly with the button style pedal that most keyboards come with. And finally, aim for 88 keys if possible. This is the amount of keys that a real piano has. That way you can really get the most out of your playing. I understand if you really don't have space for 88, I do think it's okay if you get less keys than that. But if you do have the space, I would definitely go ahead and just get 88 keys. So now I'm gonna take you on a little quick tour of all the keyboards I have in my music school. All right, upon entering this beautiful space, we have a Donner. I actually purchased this Donner last week. So I really love this keyboard. I got it because it's good pricing. I got it because it has 88 weighted keys. And I'm gonna talk more about Donners soon. But right in this first room, we've got a Donner. I got another Donner, same one.
Another one.
Another Donner.
Another one.
Both of these were purchased last week. These two Donners. All right, now we've got the Casio Priva. This is the PX160. And I will say that there is a reason I'm not getting these anymore. And the reason I'm not getting them anymore is because they are not holding up very well. They have issues all the time. A speaker will blow out, keys will stop working, things like that. If that didn't happen, I would keep buying them. But otherwise, it just didn't have good durability, so I have stopped buying Casio Priva.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. But you just...
Now, if you are just one person, it probably could be fine. Having it, you're not gonna have a music school where people are playing this all day long, like mine. But that is just my experience with this particular Casio Priva, the PX160. Here is another Donner. And this is the specific type of Donner we have here. This was purchased last year. So far, it's been great. 88 weighted keys, no issues. Here's another Casio Priva that has so far survived, and another Casio Priva over here. So we have a lot of keyboards in this room, and I'm gonna keep going. Here is another Donner. And this is the specific type of Donner we have right here. I'm gonna get back to this and talk about it a little bit more, but here's another Donner, and I've recently gotten that Donner. Here is a Yamaha, and this is the P125. I love this keyboard. We have had no problems with it, and it's just really great. I don't have anything negative to say about this keyboard. We've had it for a while, and it's been holding up well. Here is another Donner. this is this type of Donner. I've had it for a bit, it's holding up well. No complaints so far. All right, in this room we have another Casio Priva, and it's a little bit different from my other ones. This is the PX770. So far we haven't had any issues with this particular type of Casio. It is newer than the other ones, and it's not being played as much, but they might have fixed their durability, who knows? But so far this one has been fine. Here we have another Yamaha P125 and a white one. They didn't have a black one. Here's another Yamaha P125. Love this keyboard. In this room there we have another Casio Priva. This is the PX160. It's one of the ones that has survived and keeps working. So they don't always fall apart, but sometimes they do. Here is another Casio. This one's a little bit newer, I believe, PX770. Again, no problem so far. Here is another Casio PX160, purchased a couple of years ago. And just for fun, we have a real piano in here, which I actually did rent at first until I purchased it. All right, so which keyboard won the competition for the best one for this year? Drum roll, please. It is the Donner DDP 300. Now, I wouldn't just say this keyboard alone is the ultimate one. I would just say Donner as a brand is really coming up on the market lately. I've been noticing it. To be honest, before I bought my very first Donner, I was a little hesitant because they hadn't been on the market my whole life. I didn't really know what to think of it. But one day I saw all the features on the Donners and the pricing was also really good. So I just decided to try it, and I'm really glad that I did. Why do I choose the Donner keyboards? 1, 88 weighted keys. I'm not sure if all of them have 88 weighted keys, but make sure that the one you buy does. This one and all the ones that I've purchased, 88 weighted keys. I also like this, that they just come with really nice stands and setups, so it looks a lot like a real piano. It just looks good. It has a nice look. And Donner in general, I've noticed they have some other keyboards that look really nice, like these. And I think that's really cool if you're someone who really cares about how your home looks. I know I'm that person. So I also just think that they look really nice. Another reason I really like Donner is they have held up really well. They've had a lot of durability. So we have students playing these keyboards all day long, and the Donners are holding up really well. The pricing is also really nice for Donners. I think, you know, all the pricing is going to be different depending on which Donner you get, but overall, the price for what you're getting is very competitive to the other keyboards on the market right now. And you're just getting so much wonderful stuff along with it. This particular Donner is really simple, and this is also one reason why I like it for beginner students, because most of my students just want to play the piano. They don't need all these special bells and whistles. So this piano is just a piano pretty much. You've got a few different instruments and sounds here besides the piano, but we've got the 88 weighted keys. We've got our sustain pedal. It looks nice. It has a good sound. And there is a metronome on here. You can record. So it's just a really basic but well-made keyboard. And that is why I recommend it as a great beginner keyboard, because you're getting all this stuff for a wonderful price. So if you're watching this video and you're surfing around for a keyboard, I do have links to all the ones that I've mentioned below and more in the description. And if you are just starting out and you want to learn the piano, I do teach the piano. You can watch my free training. In that free training, I'm going to show you exactly what to learn on the piano in order so that you can learn your favorite songs much more quickly. So you can also head to the links in the description below for that as well. And if this video helped you, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.